We have this multi-billion-dollar collegiate sports industry. We have to figure out a way to fairly compensate those who are fueling that industry. Like Bernie said, what a great business model. You make billions, oh, and by the way, you don't have to pay the employees anything.
You're playing for your school. You're playing for your school. Now, to some people, that's downright laughable. It's laughable because the school you're playing for is literally making hundreds of millions of dollars on your talent.
Braxton Miller going downfield, and a one-handed catch.
On 3rd and goal, Manziel trying to stay in the pocket, looking for some help. Touchdown!
Wow. Michigan at the 41. What a hit! Ball's free on the ground. South Carolina deserves to have it, and they do.
They look up into the stands, and they see people with their jerseys on, with the players' jerseys on. And I know one player who told me, and I'm thinking, they got a lot of people up there wearing number 87, let's say. How come I don't see any of that money? And by the way, the contract that all NCAA players sign says, we own the likeness to your image. You ready for these words? Forever and throughout the universe.
So many people in America see college sports as an extension, a very nostalgic extension of high school sports. Right. It's not that. It's a $6 billion a year industry. Last year, CBS and TBS split up $1 billion just off of March Madness. There's so much money being made, and the people who are creating this wealth do not get to participate, and they don't get to graduate, and that's a big issue. There was a player named Kyle Hendrick. He hurt his knee. He incurred a lot of expenses trying to get treated, and what happened? They rescinded his scholarship. He did not get to finish school, and his family was stuck with a bill, a five-figure bill, $10,000 or $20,000 that they had to pay.
I find it unconstitutional that we prevent these kids, these gifted kids who are playing a violent game, from being able to earn any money for 3 years out of high school other than room, board, and tuition. And I said yesterday that I, for one, if kids are getting money under the table, God bless them, because they deserve it. If these coaches that we've had on the show are what do they make, 5, 6, 7 million a year? The stars of these teams should be making 5 times as much money. I know that seems exaggerated, but that's how valuable they are to these institutions and to the NCAA at large.
The first order that needs to be put in, or that needs to be implemented, so we can have some fairness going on, is for the first order of business is for us to stop lying to one another. I brought up this point yesterday, right before Steve Spurrier came on. Excuse me, if you are on the volleyball team, or the soccer team, or dare I say the women's college basketball team, because we live in the existence of Title IX, you don't generate the level of revenue that men's college basketball generates. You don't generate the level of revenue that men's football generates. Therefore, you don't deserve the revenue that they bring in. What we are really fighting as it pertains to the NCAA system, Skip, is this notion that everybody has to be treated equally and fairly. Who the hell applies to that? That's simply not true.